Hello everyone, welcome to Literature Warriors. Today I would switch to A-level English literature. So I have selected one of the poems from A-level English Literature New Syllabus. The poem is Go and Catch a Falling Star by John Donne. Well, so unlike in all-level English literature, you have to know more background knowledge about the poet before analyzing the poem, because the poet's perspective is really important in analyzing the poem. Though we do not write more information about the poet in your answers, we should know more details about the poet to understand the poem easily. Well, the most important thing about John Donne is he is the founder of metaphysical poetry. So what is metaphysical poetry? The first thing. So John Donne belongs to the latter half of 16th century, and the first, it can be told as the first few decades of 17th century, and it was the era of the Elizabethan era was passing by, and the establishment of Jacobean period was there when John Donne established his poetry. So we can call him in the 17th century poet. Well, so, and he was born in 1572 in London, and of a family that had illustrious literary as well as Catholic connections. So he was a religious one from his birth. Well, and he learned so many things, including modern history and philosophy, and later on he got married, and he wrote so many poems about women. One of his friends has also told that Donne was a great visitor of ladies, a great frequenter of plays, and a great writer of conceited verses. So he was a great writer, and he has written so many sensual poems. And later on, he happened to go to the prison, and after the imprisonment his life became somewhat serious, and he started writing serious poems of spiritual affirmation. So earlier he wrote sensual poems, and then wrote serious poems of spiritual affirmation. Well, so after that he became a priest, an Anglican priest, and in his religious life he was really successful, because he became the dean of St. Paul's Cathedral after some years, and after that he wrote so many poems, and those poems belongs to the collection of poems, his religious poems. Religious poems belongs to the set of poems of holy sonnets, and the other poems, especially the Go and Catch a Falling Star, has been taken from songs and sonnets. It was the collection Go and Catch a Falling Star has been taken from. Well, so you know what, Elizabethan era, in that era, the courtly love traditions, the court was affected, but through metaphysical poetry, Donne started a new style of poetry, and the courtly love tradition was actually it was exaggerating the women and their beauty and all. So it was actually the falsehood of appreciating, exaggerations are there. So he has come to another style and started writing poems and in a new style, and we call it metaphysical poetry. So the critics have introduced John Donne as a metaphysical poet, and he is the founder of metaphysical poet. The best thing is, when he was alive, only 7 poems were printed and published, and after 2 years of his death, the collection came out and printed. 2 collections actually came out after his death. So this is about John Donne. He has written poems about women and also about religion and faith. Well, so the poem starts with an unconventional direct opening with a command to the reader. See, go and catch a falling star. Now the main thing is, you can see go, E is there, catch, E is there, star. So this is colloquial language or archaic language which is used throughout the poem. So it is one of the main elements of Donne's poetry. Well, so go and catch a falling star. You know what a falling star is? This is something impossible, and so to go and catch a falling star is a command which is impossible. And also the poet continues with series of demands that are impossible to fulfill. Get with child a mandrake root. So mandrake root is significant here. Mandrake root is an imaginary plant in Greek mythology. So and it's the shape of a woman, shape of a man. Sorry. So mandrake root is having a shape of a man, but and also it believes that in that period the women who are barren, if they eat a root of mandrake tree, they can become fertile. So it's something very cynical. So the poet critically criticizes this belief and highlights the impossibility of having a child with a mandrake root. Then the other impossibility is, tell me where all the past years are gone, or who cleft the devil's foot. So another impossibility is drawn, asking where all the past years have gone. And the other thing, who cleft the devil's foot. So it's believed that, it has been believed that devil's foot is cleft, meaning that the foot has been joined by a tissue. So this is actually an allusion because this was taken from, alluded by the ballad The Demon Lover. the demon lover. So in this ballad actually it says a woman voyaging in a ship, and in the middle of the sea, in the middle of the journey actually, the woman comes to know that her lover has cleft feet. So then she realizes that it is not her former lover anymore. He has become a devil. So it's the brief description of this ballad. So however it's taken from that, and nobody knows how devil's foot has been cleft, so it's another impossibility. Well, then the poet says, teach me to hear mermaids singing. Well, you know mermaids. Mermaids we can see in fairy tales. So they are fanciful creatures actually, and there's a belief that the mermaid singing is enchanting. Their singing is enchanting, and nobody can get rid of their singing. It's that much sweet. So the poet defeats both ideas, that because mermaids are only in fairy tales, they are imaginary creatures, and also this mermaid singing is for the enchantment of mermaid singing. Nobody can listen to it. So teaching somebody to listen to mermaid singing is something obscure, and it's impossible, because mermaids are in fairy tales and it's believed that their singing is enchanting. Well, and the other thing is, or to keep off envy stinging. So envy is obviously jealousy. So there is a biblical allusion, because in the Bible there are so many things about envy or jealousy, and Shakespeare also says jealousy is a green-eyed monster, referring to Bible. So John Donne is also referring to Bible here. So he asks here, asks to teach to get rid of jealousy of people, or the influence of jealousy. He's asking to teach it. Well, then it says, and find what wind serves to advance an honest mind. So he further questions who or what force helps an honest man, honest mind, honest man. Here the wind may be the force. What force or who can help an honest man to go to his progress, to have succeed, to be succeed in his life? Well, so in this first stanza, the poet indirectly refers to the concept of dishonesty and inconstancy, because he's telling so many impossible things, and also the main thing is, this is a metaphor. The falling star. The falling star has been compared to a woman who is true. So it is obviously a metaphor I will elaborate it later, so just now you have to remember like that. Well, so let me go to the second stanza. It says, if thou be'st born to strange sights, things invisible to see, ride 10,000 days and nights till age shows white hairs on thee. Well, so he further continues some less remote possibilities. So this is in the first stanza he said the impossibilities, and in the second stanza he says less remote possibilities. Well, so if thou is you, born to strange sights, if you are born in some beautiful places, faraway places where invisible things can be seen, or if you ride, if you sail 10,000 days and nights till age shows white hairs on thee. White hairs on thee refers to old age. Though you sail and though you ride anywhere in this world, even you grow older, you cannot find a true woman. That's what the poet wants to say. Thou, when thou returnest, wilt tell me all strange wonders that befell thee. So this is something really critical, because he says you will find so many wonders in this world, strange sights, but not a true woman. It will surprise. Befell means surprise. It will surprise you if you find a true woman in this world. And concludes all triumphantly and swear, nowhere lives a woman true and fair. So here he declares that the infidelity of women, and he swears, this is very powerful, swears, because he directly says that it's really there's a very rare possibility of finding a true woman in this world. Well, so this is important. Nowhere, and swear, nowhere lives a woman true and fair. Well, let me move on to the next stanza. If thou findest one, let me know, such a pilgrimage was sweet. What does it say? So, sweet means it will be very valuable. Now, if you find a lady, a true and fair lady, a true and beautiful lady in this world, let me know, such a journey, the pilgrimage, it will be a holistic journey. To find such a woman it will be a holistic journey. It will be very valuable if you can find such a woman, and I will definitely come with you to go on that trip. That's what the poet says. Yet do not, I would not go. Then first he says that he has some second thoughts, because he says if you find such a lady, such a pilgrimage would be sweet. So he has some second thoughts. about women's constancy, but at once he changes his mind. Yet do not, I would not go, though at the next door might meet. If you find that lady even in the next door, though she were true, and when you met her, and last till you write your letter, yet she will be false ere I come to 2 or 3. What happens? So he reasons out in these stanzas why he would reject, why he would changes the decision of the second thought of finding a woman true and fair. So there he says that if he goes this journey, even in a short period of time, while you are writing the letter that there is a true and fair woman, and when I am coming there, even 2-3 minutes can change that woman into before means before. So in 2-3 minutes, even when you are writing the letter, that woman will be infidel. So that is what the poet wants to declare. He wants to say that there is no woman who is true and fair in this world. Everyone is deceiving the men. That is what the poet wants to tell. So the quick, though she was true when you met her, the last will write a letter, yet she will be false. So the quickness of changing, that is what he wants to say. So he's very critical about the situation. Well, so this is not a very deep or a profound work of John Donne, because this is taken from the earliest, it is one of the earliest poems from John Donne and not so mature. However, the theme of the poem is actually it's the infidelity of woman. Infidelity of woman, and dishonesty. And the women are not faithful and all. Well, so however, this is not a profound work, but it's very cynical wit and humor to the adulation and formality of Elizabethan poetry. So this is contrasting with Elizabethan poetry due to the cynical wit and humor. So important message has been given, and we can see, as I told you, the sustained metaphor. It is a sustained metaphor. So like a falling star which cannot be caught, we cannot catch a woman who is true and fair. That's what the poet says in brief. So the voyage also, it links the poem, the events and the activities they makes together, because it says about a pilgrimage and a voyage. Well, so The poem gains much by adopting a direct and a conversational tone, and the immediacy and the sense of urgency is there, because you can see even within a short period of time that a woman can change. That's what the poet wants to say. Well, so this poem has been written by the metaphysical poet John Donne. Go and catch a falling star, and there is no very deep meanings here, but there are some allusions here from Bible and some of the other poems and ballads. Well, so this is the end of my analysis of the poem Go and Catch a Falling Star. Hope to meet you with another poem from A-level English Literature Syllabus. I think you have understood something about the poem. Thank you very much for watching.